Peace. This is Ayrat, digital marketing specialist, also specialist and enthusiast in several other areas. To make events using Tag Manager as a main step, I need to make triggers. Trigger for one event. In my example, I also need variables, and after making triggers, then using tags, I can spend it into systems, in measurement systems like Google Analytics 4, for example. But this is later. In my example, I will show event of clicking into email in my page, in my Write Me page. It's all example, and clicking into email will be some sign as showing interest. It doesn't necessarily mean intent. It doesn't, of course, necessarily mean writing, but as an example, I will use this. First, I want to be sure that I have variables needed. In my example, it have to be click URL and page URL. Page URL is already chosen. Click URL already chosen. It's good practice to choose these click types of variables and page type of variables in advance, but I was too lazy to click these checkboxes, to click these ticks. These that I need are chosen. If I didn't choose them here, I might choose them in making trigger stage, but I wanted to show part with variables. Now going to triggers. I need to make new trigger. Thank you for watching. Main video will continue after this insert. English is not my native. If you see something to correct me, welcome, but do it in a respectful and polite manner and with enough explanations and proof. And to make a new trigger, I'm pressing new button. In trigger configuration, choosing just links. Here I need to make several settings. Wait for text. In most of manuals, in most of examples, I see that this is chosen, and it's needed for what? For to wait before opening the link. It will wait until all needed things for measurement will be loaded. But we have some waiting time for not to force users to wait a lot. There is a time restriction stated in milliseconds. This is chosen in most of manuals, in most of examples. That's why I want to show this. But in my example, I wouldn't choose. Check validation I will use to make this trigger work only in page that I need. For this, I'm choosing page URL, and I prefer contains and part of my URL. This, for me, it will be enough. In your case, You decide by yourself. Some link clicks is very important feature to choose because it will show that I need only some links. In my case, I need only clicks into email part. I will state this here and select variable. I'm choosing click URL, and in contains I want to choose mail to because it's email. This thing has mail to part in HTML code. For example, I go to inspect to this part, and in href I have mail to. I'm choosing this part, so what I need. That is, I need click into email. In most cases, we have to have this in email. If we don't have, if I didn't have, that will be another case. In this case, I do have, as it happens most often. So I will use this mail to. Now it's time to give a name to the trigger. I'll call it click email and save button. That is, my trigger is created, and I can use this to send click email event to different systems using Google Tag Manager, for example, to GA4. But I'm going to show this in another video. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Make peace, make mutual wealth. Peace.